Get blindsided, everyone. It's Deep Dive Zone, a bonus episode for fans of all shapes and sizes. Because today, I'm your host Devin, here with my cohorts Lauren and Bruce, and we're talking about the reveal of a new Sonic game that just completely caught us off guard for
Yeah.
Sonic Superstars. It's a new 2.5D classic Sonic platformer.
I have problems with calling this 2.5D. This is just 2D.
I don't even know what 2.5D means.
2.5D to me is
2D
like
with extra
isometric.
tricks, right?
Well, to me, 2.5D would be something more like 3D Blast.
Well, I mean,
Or,
that's
I guess Labyrinth. I consider isometric to be 2.5D.
I see.
Well, I mean, within colloquial use, 2.5D is 2D gameplay with 3D environments. And I will say,
Right.
I do think that, like, Classic in Generations is more 2.5D because then he
Yeah.
actually moves along different planes and, like, the camera turns. Or, like, Kirby 64 does that as well.
Kirby 64 is a good example of 2.5D.
This game actually does a little bit of that, because it has foreground and
okay.
background that you move between.
Okay, fair enough.
But it's not super much. And actually, Kirby is a great comparison. This, to me, is Sonic's Return to Dreamland. This is what this feels like.
Ooh, that's a good comparison. I like that. It looks like that, well, very much.
It's kind of crazy, because, you know, we in Sonic fandom have been arguing over physics and classic designs and such, and Sonic Team for so long, and here, Sonic Team and Arzest, Naoto Oshima's studio, which he hasn't worked on Sonic in fucking 22 years? Or something? No, 25 years, close to it, because it was Adventure 1 was his last game. They've just Sonic Team and Arzest, and as far as I know, that's designing one new character for this game is all Oshima's done. But, they just pulled this shit out of their ass, and it has relatively accurate physics. And it's like, you know, after Frontiers, you know, you play the 2D sections in Frontiers, they don't feel quite right.
Right.
Whereas this is pretty close.
I mean, it looks pretty close. Obviously, none of us have gotten to play it.
Yeah, but they've been having demos at Summer Games Fest, and, you know...
Right, there's demos, and, I mean, you sent us 10 minutes of gameplay, which, granted, I haven't actually watched yet.
But be wary for anybody that goes and seeks that out. It has Sonic 4 music in it as a placeholder. That's not the real soundtrack, thank God.
An interesting choice.
Well, this does feel in some ways like a Sonic 4 Episode 3, although we already know it has more than 4 levels, so...
Right.
That can't be right. Yeah, seems more like they realized, you know, people still have a love for, like, the classic era, like,
Right.
enough to not just, like, you know, throw classic Sonic in modern games, but actually make another classic game, if you will, but not really, because you can't make another classic game, because that's
Right.
impossible, because the time frame has passed. So instead, they're not trying to lean into the classic as much, like with Mania, but they're obviously, you know, creating a new art style for it, which I think is a neat choice.
It does surprise me that this isn't Sonic Mania 2.
Should have been, honestly.
Well, I mean, you know, it's about as close as you're gonna get, short of rehiring all the same people and pixel art artists. But
that's kind of what I was initially expecting this to be.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, a good game's a good game, and
Sure.
So the story of this game is that they're at the Northside Islands, I believe they're called, and the main villains of this game are Eggman and Fang, of all people. Some new character designed by Oshima, as we said, who kind of looks like a raccoon with a bucket stuck on their head. I don't know what to make of this.
Yeah.
People are speculating, like, oh, is this classic era Marine or like Styx or something? Which I don't think they do, but it would be funny.
No, that would be funny, but that's I don't know. That seems like a weird choice.
Yeah, but no returning environments. That's a thing that we can all breathe out on. Is Iizuka has already said every single level in this game is you know, maybe not original, but it's not a repeated theme.
Thank God, no
Not
fucking
intentionally.
no Green Hill Zone.
Good.
No. I mean, the first stage, Bridge Island, it's still a tropical island, but it's different at least. It's got this sort of crystalline quality to the rocks, and it's got like the sun reflecting off the ocean underneath the caves. So it's very pretty. And the other stage is Speed Jungle, which is based around a lot of these weird mechanics. It's got like vines that you grind on if you're moving fast, but walk on if you're moving slow. And it's got like the curvy tubes from Stardust Speedway. And it's got one thing that I immediately hate, which is that it has dark sections where you only have a limited visibility.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't like that in Sonic 4, and I'm not gonna. It's not for a fast game. Don't do that. But
They wanted to
clearly,
bring back the feel of the old handheld games with all those intense screen crunch.
yeah.
Oh God.
Well, I mean, this game is gonna at least be in widescreen from the outset, so it'll, but yeah. And they are getting experimental here because, for one thing, this game has four-player co-op. You get Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy.
That's
Yeah,
nuts. I would have
that
been
is
excited
cool.
for proper two-player co-op, not the whole player two is just stuck on the screen.
Oh God,
But
yeah.
four-player, wow.
I'm
There's apparent.
curious how it's really going to work though. Like, has it actually been shown?
I mean, you can see a little bit of it in the trailers, but nobody's played
Okay.
it yet. I'm
Uh,
thinking, this has a very new Super Mario Bros. Feel. They might do something like
hmm.
that. Those games are
Okay.
a nightmare to play co-op, which a fun nightmare, but
Yeah, those are the fun kind of chaos. Because I think in a perfect world, I kind of want to say, unfortunately, in a perfect world, this would probably be online only co-op, so everyone can just kind of go off.
in a
They
perfect
don't
world
have
they
to
could
stick
do
together.
both. But
Yeah, but well, I guess in theory they could do both. Just
well,
have the co-op be different depending on if it's online or not, but that's not really realistic.
my understanding is that they have local co-op, and they haven't said they don't have online. They do have online versus though.
Oh, interesting. Hmm.
Um, and hey, finally, classic Amy playable. I mean, I know we're getting her in Sonic Origins, but this has a much more robust view of the character, where
Yeah, this is
she has a wider hit radius on her jump, and she can double jump,
that is yeah, that's cool.
and she can spin and spin dash like the rest of them. So fuck you, Sonic Advance. No,
Excuse me.
fuck you, Amy
Uh,
in Sonic
this
Advance.
this is weird though because like I know this is already known, but it always boggles my mind a little bit. Like, yeah, this is a classic era game, but it does not fit in the timeline at all because this doesn't make much sense. When did Amy go on an adventure? I feel like that would have come up. So to go back to this era now, it's just a new universe, I guess, which is fine, I suppose. But it makes things
Yeah.
more complicated.
I mean, I guess you just shove it between. I don't even know if Sonic Mania or Sonic 4 takes place first. I guess Sonic 4 is after since it has the modern designs. So you shove this between Mania and 4.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go.
I mean, it could fit somewhere, but I suspect that they're not trying to fit it anywhere because they didn't even try to fit Mania anywhere, I don't think.
I mean, Classic Sonic is its own brand, but it's still canon, so it's like it doesn't make a huge difference.
Right.
But between this and Origins and the Sonic Frontiers DLC, this is really the year of the quartet, I guess, the Four
Yeah.
Musketeers.
Yeah, it really is.
Which is not a complaint. I'm glad that we're making multiple playable characters happen
Oh
in
yeah.
Sonic again.
No, that's great.
That is definitely excellent.
So yeah, I am reasonably excited for this game. I think it'll be solid. I don't think it'll be the best classic game. I think that
Nah.
that 2, 3, and Mania will still outshine it, but it looks like a fun game in its own right.
Yeah, it doesn't already look like it's going to be bad. It looks good enough so far. So as long as they can keep that up, there's no reason to not be cautiously optimistic, I guess.
Always a good rule of thumb, I think.
Yeah, that's what I've tried to stick with now.
Well, and they are trying weird new things because one of the things that they've shown off for this game is these magic powers that you get from Chaos Emeralds. And every character can use these, and I don't know about multiplayer, probably multiplayer, but we've seen that
Oh.
like the blue one is some kind of like shadow clone jutsu screen nuke that makes 100 Sonics fly at the screen and hit the boss. And the Scion one lets you climb waterfalls. It's really weird looking. Sonic turns into
Hmm.
a squid.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've noticed these. Those could either be like, inconsequential additions, or they can be annoying, or they can actually be good. But I'm
Hmm.
thinking the first one most likely.
I think that
Yeah.
as long as the level design does not force you to rely on them, they will be unobtrusive.
Yeah.
Well, that's Sonic Superstars, everybody. Hopefully it'll be good. That's coming out this fall, so that's really soon.
Oh
Um,
shit, it is this year.
yeah, I'm guessing November. November tends to be Sonic's month. That's when Forces and Frontiers came out. So yeah, I guess we'll try some co-op of that when it comes out and probably get frustrated. Hopefully it's better than like Sonic Colors and Sonic 4's co-op. Those are not great examples to follow from.
I didn't even know Colors had co-op.
Oh wait, now I know what it is. Yeah, there's a side mode, not in the main
Oh,
game.
oh, okay, that's why I didn't know. I never played any side mode for that game.
Yeah, it's not good. Hopefully this will be good though. So with all that
All
said,
right.
thank you guys for watching this incredibly quick bonus episode. That's literally just our first impressions. Maybe this game will crash and burn by the time it actually comes out. I don't know. Hopefully not. But it's a bonus episode, so shut up. We'll
That would be funny.
If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can reach us at any of the places shown on screen. Feel free to share, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and leave us your impressions of Sonic Superstars. Maybe you think it's terrible. Maybe you think it's the second coming of Sonic Christ. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But thank you all so much for watching. Have a great night. We'll see you on our next episode, whenever that is. If this comes out before or after the one we're recording tonight, I don't know. And see you next Sunday. Take care.